Good evening. The Ontario Trucking Association is concerned by City Council's decision to implement a designated truck route. Officials say that it's not fixing safety concerns, just moving them. The rerouting could also see an increase in operating costs and an impact on the environment. Jessica Clement has the story.
City Council's decision to implement a designated truck route may have more of an impact than expected, according to the Ontario Trucking Association.
We don't feel the truck route bylaw is the necessary mechanisms to achieve safety in the whole area. We have a host of alternatives that we'd be pleased to work with council and with the city on.
Jeff Wood, Senior Vice President of Policy, says truck safety is always top of mind for the OTA. The DTR would reroute more than 1,300 trucks off of Dawson Road and Arthur Street and onto Highway 1117. Wood notes they're just moving the safety problem, not getting at the root of it.
There is a segment of the industry, and it's growing, that operates a non-compliant business model in all senses of their operation. And some of the folks in the community may have been exposed to that. We're certainly well aware of that segment of our industry. And the only way to deal with that is through enforcement, more rules, more police officers, more MTO officers, and more oversight. So we're fully supportive of doing that.
He says there are numerous ways to address overall highway safety, including implementing 24-hour truck inspection facilities, automated speed enforcement, and red light cameras. Along with safety concerns, Wood adds that the city is in a crucial location along the national supply chain.
Adding that extra distance on an annual basis, adding the extra CO2 or GHG emissions, just the volume, the sheer volume of trade that is potentially impacted by this, which I think we've looked at in the $20 billion range. Redundancy in the highway system is something that, as an association, we've talked about. And redundancy translates into making sure that we have multiple routes to support trade. There are ways to do it safely. There are ways to for the industry to cohabitate with the community.
The road is set to take effect on October 1st. Wood says the OTA is still reviewing the bylaw's details and will be seeking clarification in the upcoming weeks regarding implementation and enforcement. Jessica Clement, TBT News.
The municipality of Greenstone has voted in favor of changing the policy around the sale of municipal land, ditching a requirement that development must occur on the property within 2 years of the sale. As Haley Perot tells us, not all councillors are on board with the change.
During Greenstone's service delivery review period, council directed staff to revise the rules around the sale of surplus land after a number of residents expressed interest in purchasing property adjacent to their own. Council's position had previously been to only approve sales where development would occur within 2 years, but the new policy removes that requirement. Nakina Ward Councillor Matthew Donovan isn't a fan.
We're giving away any opportunity to collect a real amount of taxes, and we're giving away any opportunity to collect water and sewer on these lots. I understand the lots in Geraldton can be very small, and we put two together. I do understand that, but these are full-size buildable lots that cost a significant amount of money to operate, to keep up.
But Geraldton Ward's Chris Walterson disagrees. He says similar sales in the past have still brought in a lot in taxes.
10 years ago, we sold multiple lots to a couple of people in town. And I just went on the Impact website, and their houses are assessed at $425,000. So I think we get a significant amount of taxes from them as opposed to just an empty lot.
Greenstone CAO Mark Wright is also defending the change, saying the municipality doesn't actually have a way to force development within 2 years anyway.
We really actually have no feasible, for some of the smaller sales, way of ensuring that someone actually does build within the time frame that's been stated, other than, I guess, moral suasion to say, hey, you promised to do this. So that's, I guess, part of why the proposal that's in front of council, because if we're not ultimately can't enforce it, why give the idea that we can?
In the end, council voted in favor of the policy change as presented. Administration will bring the final bylaw back to council on July 14th for implementation. Haley Perot, TBT News.
A new study out of Laurentian University is aiming to help make the workplace safer for wildland firefighters in Ontario. Professor Sandra Dorman has been working with the Ministry of Natural Resources to study hazards associated with repeated smoke exposure.
There's enough evidence now to show us that repeated chronic inhalation of very small particles of smoke and other pollutants like diesel exhaust can get into the very deepest parts of the lungs and cause damage there. Some of the things in smoke are carcinogens, so you can get lung cancer from it.
Wildland firefighters in Ontario are particularly overexposed to smoke, not just while fighting fires, but back at camp as well. Most firefighting camps are right near the fire line, meaning firefighters are inhaling pollutants even while they rest. As a result, firefighters are at a much higher risk of developing not only cancer, but other airway diseases as well, like emphysema. Particulates could even enter the bloodstream through the skin and lead to higher risk of heart attack or stroke. Dorman hopes this research will help mitigate those risks, even if only a little.
The ultimate goal is prevention. And I think that will be a multi-pronged effort, right? So part of it is going to be in policy. Part of it is probably going to be picking areas where we can make the big difference or the biggest differences first. Whether, down the line that's going to incorporate some kind of personal protective equipment of the airways. We're absolutely exploring that. It's very tricky, though.
Dorman is also studying ways to combat heat exposure for firefighters who would work throughout the summer. The City of Thunder Bay has announced an exciting lineup for this year's Live on the Waterfront concert series. Their first show happens on July 16th, and they continue every Wednesday evening until the end of August. From folk to classic rock, country to pop, dozens of performers will take the stage this summer. Jacob Hamilton has the details.
Live on the Waterfront is what summer in Thunder Bay is all about. Music, food, fun, and people enjoying it all together. The first show of the season on July 16th will feature folk indie artists Ezra, Laughlin, and Bells Larson. Rock, blues, country, and pop fans should expect to hear some tunes from their favorite genres throughout the summer as well. And special events developer Karen Kadolf says each Wednesday concert will be like a theme night.
We're really excited about this year's lineup. So we have a ton of local talent that we're really happy to be working with. We've also gone into a little bit more theme nights this year. So if you're looking for a country night or a rock night, all of those artists will be curated together on the same night.
Spectators can enjoy food from local vendors, arts and crafts, and other activities on top of some awesome tunes. A doubleheader will wrap up the 2025 installment of the Live on the Waterfront Summer Send-Off with back-to-back nights on Wednesday, August 27th and Thursday, August 28th. Along with the musicians, there will be a drone light show presented both nights, featuring up to 400 drones lighting up the night sky. It comes as a result of a partnership with the Thunder Bay Airport.
We are really excited for our Live on the Waterfront Summer Send-Off, which is August 27th and 28th. We do have 2 drone shows, and we'll be making really cool images. The drone shows take about 12 to 15 minutes each, but they're just going to be something that we've never had in Northwestern Ontario. This is something that we've kind of looked at for the last couple of years as technology changes. We really hope that everybody comes out for it.
All of the Live on the Waterfront concerts are free of charge to attend, and the city is expecting good crowds throughout the season, and even higher numbers for those final 2 shows in late August. Jacob Hamilton, TBT News.
Area residents celebrated all things classic this weekend as the Oliver Papoonge Heritage Park hosted its 3rd annual Classic Days. Despite a rainy Saturday, hundreds came out over the weekend to take a look at the classic cars and antique tractors, explore the Pioneer Village, and learn more about the area's history. This year's event also had a friendly choice competition, which allowed visitors to vote for their favorite tractor and novelty car. Curator Jean Mayo says it's rewarding to see people come out and enjoy the park.
A lot of work goes into this place. We have volunteers, but we have some workers as well, and we're always trying to keep it presentable. We occasionally take in a new item, so we change our displays a little bit just to keep it fresh and interesting for everyone.
I actually grew up next door my entire life, and so my mom used to volunteer here when I was a kid, so I would come all the time. Having that connection and feeling like proud of this space and being able to share it with those you care about or you tell these stories to is super important. It's all about remembering and appreciating.
Oliver Papoonge Heritage Park will also host a Family Day event on July 19th, which features crafts, games, and live music. More information can be found on their website.